Good morning, guys. Just 1 year ago, that Waldo Canyon fire broke the ridge of the foothills down into the city's west side and destroying hundreds of homes. On the way, we are live all day today in the Mountain Shadows neighborhood, and coming up this hour, we're going to talk about that rebuilding process. Also, the residents choosing to just move on. That's coming up.
You're watching Fox 21 Morning News.
We'll have another update here in just about 10 minutes, guys.
Thank you, Dan. In the aftermath of Colorado's recent destructive wildfire in Black Forest, we continue remembering the effects of the Waldo Canyon Fire 1 year ago.
Yeah, this morning, Craig Coffey in one of the worst hit neighborhoods with those who are rebuilding and trying to make a positive difference in this scarred community. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, guys. That's exactly right. We talk about this area, one of the worst hit, but now it is just sprouting with homes. It's flourishing right now. Construction well underway as we reflect now on the 1 year anniversary of the Waldo Canyon Fire, but we celebrate the rebirth of this area. With us right now, this is Bob Cutter. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Craig.
You are with Colorado Springs Together. Now tell us about this program and what your role has been in making this area come alive.
Yeah, Colorado Springs Together came to be just a few days after the Waldo Canyon Fire ripped through the neighborhood of Mountain Shadows. And our focus has really been to bring together the people, the businesses of Colorado Springs to collaborate in the rebuilding of the neighborhood.
How have you noticed, we talk about the Black Forest fire that, I mean, just happened weeks ago. How has this community here on the west side helped the people over in Black Forest?
Yeah, I think immediately the fire hit Black Forest, we saw neighbors from Mountain Shadows reaching out to their friends in Black Forest and offering support, whether it was advice on how to start processing their insurance, how to start things on debris removal, those sorts of things. So immediately we saw two communities in the Pikes Peak region brought together, unified in recovery from fire.
You know, I know some personal stories, a lot of people that were affected by this fire that sought refuge and shelter in Black Forest with some families. When the Black Forest fire hit, they in turn came over here.
That's right.
I mean,
it's amazing, you know, 12 miles apart, and we see these communities linked, both, I think, in terms of the suffering,
right,
from Waldo Canyon, and now the recovery that's ongoing in both neighborhoods.
Okay, we'll talk more about these numbers coming up in just a bit, exactly what's going on out here in Mountain Shadows on the west side. But tonight, there's a very special concert, a special show going on. Tell us what this is all about.
Yes, tonight it's a concert in the Mountain Shadows Park with the Colorado Springs Philharmonic, Flying W Wranglers, and the concert is to celebrate a new beginning for Mountain Shadows, but providing a sign of hope for Black Forest.
Very nice.
So bringing the neighbors together to celebrate, to join in recovery, and enjoy a wonderful summer's evening of music.
Everyone's invited to this.
Yes, the whole community is invited.
Yeah. And it's a celebration, right, of all that we've overcome in the last year.
Yes, I think it's a celebration, obviously, what the neighbors, their tenacity, commitment has achieved here, but also a celebration for Colorado Springs in how the community has come together to support these people rebuilding.
All of first responders as well invited for not just Waldo Canyon here, but also for the Black Forest fire. This has been tweaked now to incorporate Black Forest as well as talking about Waldo Canyon.
Yes, it has.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, 2 weeks ago when the Black Forest fire hit, the neighbors felt it was very important to include both victims, both sets of first responders, and really come together in the park this evening.
Okay, we have a lot more coming up here this morning. Lots of guests on the way, those affected by the fire here directly that have rebuilt in this neighborhood. We'll talk to them and just talk about how these people are moving on, rebuilding, and making a change in their lives. That's on the way the entire morning, live in Mountain Shadows. Back to you guys in studio.
All right, 1 year later, a lot of progress made in just 1 year.
It's been a very emotional year for the folks here at Mountain Shadows on the west side. Coming up now, we reflect on the 1 year of the Waldo Canyon Fire. On the way, we'll talk to those making efforts to help these people move forward and have a better life. That's coming up next. Hang on.
We'll have another update here in about 10 minutes, and I'll be live at the Bike to Work event coming up at the top of the hour, guys.
Thanks, Dan. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
An emotional toll was taken on the residents of Mountain Shadows during the Waldo Canyon Fire.
That's right. Reflecting on what happened 1 year ago, also celebrating all the progress that's being made. I'll tell you, those homes continue to go up. Craig Coffey in that neighborhood this morning with more on what's being done. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, guys. That's exactly right. Let's go over some numbers real quick just so you have an idea of what's going on, get some perspective. We know that 347 homes were lost 1 year ago in this Waldo Canyon fire. In this year now, 347 permits have been issued for debris or wreckage removal. Of that, 341 are complete. 200 new home permits have been issued, 78 complete, and a lot of homes around us right now, we're just off Majestic Drive, are going up and looking really good as these people move forward. With us right now, this is Jeremy Osheim. Good morning.
Good morning.
With Aspen Point. And it's been an emotional year for a lot of these people. I'm sure the Black Forest fire as well brought back a lot of the bad memories for the folks here on the west side. Can you tell us what Aspen Point has done as far as counseling, and what have some of the issues been?
Yeah. After a disaster, there's a unique response team that comes together. It's called a crisis counseling program. And so over the last year, we have provided crisis counseling services and resource referrals to folks so that we can help with the emotional pieces after a disaster, as well as getting them connected to real resources that will help them move forward and rebuild.
Yeah. You know, we're so close to the burn scar right here, where we are in our location. Are these people reminded every day? I mean, they come out their front door,
yeah,
and do they relive these memories?
Yeah, it's a very visual experience. As we saw last year when it happened, there's this grand stage where this plays out on the fire comes over the hill,
right.
It comes into the city, and if you live here, and even if you live across the city, you can still see every single day, you know, the black trees, especially in the wintertime. I remember thinking the stark contrast of the white snow against the dark trees was
right.
just a very eerie reminder. And so, yeah, every single day you have these houses popping up, but you still have this reminder of what happened, the black burn scar. So
let me ask you this, without getting into too much detail, if you can share some experiences with those that you've maybe talked to or met through Aspen Point. We're in television, a visual medium. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of this fire played out on television, mm-hmm. and still today we go back, we show video of what happened. Does that have an effect on the people when watching that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was reminded of this when I walked through the display at the Pioneers Museum the other day. They actually have a couch and a TV set up because they wanted to capture the experience that folks had last year when they were watching the fire happen on
right.
TV. They were away from their homes. And that again happened this year. I recall myself just sitting and watching the progress of the fire, friends and family who are away watching the progress of the fire, calling for updates if they missed something. We all sit and watch and try to figure out what's happening, and for those people who experienced something last year,
yeah.
it can be kind of a re-traumatization for them. It brings up mm-hmm. old memories. It kind of puts you right back where you were June 26th of last year.
But through counseling now, these people are moving forward. I mean, they're rebuilding, and
that's
things
correct.
are looking good.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are moving forward, and that's what today is all about. The celebration that they're going to have today in the park. It's not so much to say, you know, this was a good thing that a fire happened to our community, but it's a chance to again recognize that something happened, and the fact that we are trying to rebuild and move forward
right.
and continue to grow as a community. And it's a great opportunity for folks from Black Forest and Mountain Shadows to get together and share their experiences and share their information to help each other grow stronger and
okay.
rebuild faster.
Jeremy Osheim from Aspen Point, thank you so much, doing good things here to help these people, again, move forward. Again, that show tonight, A New Beginning and a Sign of Hope. We'll talk more about this special concert tonight that everyone is invited to, like you said, to celebrate the rebuilding now, the process, the rebirth of the Mountain Shadows area. That's coming up in just a bit, guys. We're going to go ahead and toss it back to you in studio.
Good job, Craig. And looking out there, you can see the sun coming up on the mountains. Yeah. It's like the sun rising on a new day.
Yeah. Go ahead and check this out, guys, if you can. We'll talk about this, too, coming up when you can see it more clearly, perhaps. But the mountains are actually starting to green up, and that's a very good sign. There's actually green on those hillsides.
Yeah. We like that for sure. All right, thanks. Good job out there, Craig.